When I was 13, after my aunt's own diagnosis with cancer and our family going through it with her, it became a pretty personal fight for me, and I really wanted to find a way to help and to give back to people like her. My background is as a professional whitewater kayaker, and so I started working at local oncology organizations and teaching kids how to kayak because I didn't know what else to do. It's all I had to give someone, and so one thing led to another. A couple years later, I realized there was really a need for something like that. Nothing existed at the time, and so I started First Descents.
Can you tell us a little bit why you picked that name?
Absolutely. The greatest high that I've ever experienced kayaking has been the experience of completing a first descent, which is the first time that any kayaker has ever successfully completed a river. Inevitably, you're going to take off that river much different, a much different person than the one you put on. And so those journeys have always been really impactful and life-changing for me. And so I wanted to kind of metaphorically create a first descent for these young adults with cancer. And it's their own first, it's their first descent.
Like, take us through a typical, camp. Like, how does it work?
It's a week-long program. It's free to any young adult with cancer. Over the course of that week, we really teach them the skills of either rock climbing, surfing, or kayaking. Our program really focuses on repairing a lot of the psychological or psychosocial damage done by a diagnosis. So things like identity, control, self-confidence, self-esteem, and primarily we just build a community of other young adults who've had cancer. For so many of them, this is the first time they've met someone else their age with cancer, and so finding out for the first time that they're not alone in this, and that's really important.
I know, having the ability to come here gives you that self-confidence, and I know. In 2009, I was diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and one of the scariest parts is that lack of control. First Descents is such an incredible program because it's using adventure sports to give you that control back.